Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, which is an extraordinarily exciting unboxing and comparison video, because today I am unboxing Cupboo.
That's the big brother version of Moflin.
Now this is not by Vanguard Industries, it's a different company. When I first saw it I wasn't so sure because I thought, looks like a copy of Moflin. But I know other people who have received them and have been delighted with them. So I thought I'd try it out myself and see how it compares with Moflin.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's get into the box. So I chose the black fur because I'm calling this Cupboo magic.
Black magic.
Black magic, yes. Oh, it feels quite soft. Feel the fur. Wow, that's heavy. That is bigger and much heavier than Moflin. So they've given Cupboo two little feet, which I think are a bit odd personally. They don't really work for me. It's like it's got, unless the ears, I'm not sure if the ears, it's like, what are they? I'm not even sure what sort of body part they're supposed to be.
I think they're meant to be feet.
I'm not so keen on those. I might actually ditch those feet, maybe add some feet of my own. And then the eyes are here. Obviously you can't see so well because it's black, so black eyes and black fur, but I did really fancy the black fur and it is quite luxurious.
Oh, you've got a spare skin of a different colour.
Yes, I ordered an extra grey fur just to see what it looked like with that on, and so that I could show it to you folks. So here are the eyes on the grey fur, so you can see them more clearly there. And we've got a USB
adapter, English plug
and
version.
an English plug. Yeah, I'm really surprised at getting an English plug.
Thoughtful. Wireless charging base, is that?
Yes. This is very heavy as well. Feel the weight of that.
So this is a wireless charging base or bed. Different shape than Moflin's.
Yes, you can see Moflin's charging base is really different, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a great idea. Wireless charging beds or bases for pet-like robots, because you don't have to actually plug them in. So the illusion that it is a pet tends not to get spoilt.
So these are the instructions. So the instructions are all in Chinese, but I'm hoping that using, is it sort of Google Lens or Google Translate?
I think there's a number of things you can use. Google Translate, Google Lens, maybe an AI.
So I've just gone to the Apple Store and I'm just downloading the Google Translate app. So I've opened the app now. I've put in Chinese to English and I'm going to access the camera. Translate with your camera, continue. And there it is. It's translating it.
Fab.
So here is the user guide translated. It's like magic, isn't it?
What's the name? Ciao.
Well, I suppose that's just what Google's translated Booboo to. Right. So this is called Cupboo, and another name they give it is Booboo. So, Booboo, Intelligent Pet Robot User's Guide. Welcome to the world of Cupboo. Please read this instruction manual carefully before using the product and keep it properly. So I think keep it properly means
look after it.
Yes, look after it properly. So next we've got product description. So this is showing where the capacitive touch sensors are.
There seem to be 3 different touch sensors on it.
Well, in the first picture, it shows a touch sensor on the head and a touch sensor on the back of the Cupboo. It also shows the wired charging area. And the next diagram shows 2 more touch sensors on either cheek under the eyes.
Okay, so there's 4 touch sensors altogether.
I don't know why Vanguard kept it a mystery with Moflin where the touch sensors were. Because I like to see a breakdown of what sensors is in a robot.
Yeah,
and where they
I think
are.
also though some people would prefer not to and just sort of get on with it more as a pet without knowing any technical details or where touch sensors are.
Yeah, but you could always say, if you don't want to know technical details, don't read the next page or look at the next diagram.
You could do, yeah. Yeah, you could do.
And then it says vocal area, which is kind of in between the eyes. That must mean speaker.
Yeah, where the speaker is, where the sound comes from, roughly where the mouth would be, I suppose.
And then in the last diagram on this page, we've got it showing fur, and then inside the robot it says movement. So I think this must be referring to some sort of movement sensor, like a gyroscope or an accelerometer. What do you think, Paul?
I think so, yeah. Like the sensor's actually inside Cupboo on a circuit board somewhere, yeah.
And finally, at the back of the Cupboo, under the fur, we've got a charging port, a charging indicator. So that's useful that there's actually a charging indicator
I don't understand,
on the Cupboo.
I don't understand the charging port though, because it's wireless charging via the bed, isn't it?
It is.
Is that just to back up the charging port, maybe?
Well, I suppose it is. I mean, if the bed broke or whatever, it means you could
still charge up Cupboo, yeah.
Or if it's not charging, you might not know if it's the bed or not. But if you charge it directly, you would know, wouldn't you?
Or maybe if you want to take Cupboo somewhere with you, but you don't want to take the bed. And,
maybe, yeah. And finally, we've got a switch, which is interesting because as far as I know, Moflin doesn't have a switch. So as long as my Moflin is charged, my Moflin is on.
Right. Have you ever felt the need to turn Moflin off?
Not really,
with the switch?
No. I've never really explored, but I just took it that there wasn't a switch. If anybody's discovered a switch on Moflin, let me know. But as far as I know, there isn't a switch.
I guess a switch could, again, detract from the pet-like experience if you, seeing as real pets don't have an on-off switch.
It's practical, though.
Yes.
So, I don't know if this comes with any charge, but let's try switching it on with this switch and see if anything happens. So here are the instructions for powering up. The switch is located under the fur on the tail of the cry. Now the cry just means the robot. Lift it to power off and press it to power on. So it looks like it's a press button switch and it's basically saying if it's depressed, it's on. And if it's not depressed, it's off. So you were just saying, Paul, it doesn't have a tail.
No, it doesn't have a tail.
I think it just means the back.
Right, where the tail
The
would
back.
be.
So the tail of the cry is the back of the robot.
Right.
So I've just unzipped the cover at the back, and it is very clear there, the port for charging and the power button. So let's press the power button and see if it's got any charge in it. Yeah, it's depressed now. No. Oh! I didn't think it would have any charge. It purrs. It's just purred.
I heard it.
It's purring. Wow, it's completely different noises. You were just saying as well, Paul, that the head's very distinctive from the body.
Yeah, it seems to be more distinct, the head and the body, than it is on the
Moflin.
Moflin, yeah. And it's emphasised by having those little feet on either side as well.
So my initial impression is that though this is obviously a similar shape to a Moflin, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, I say a similar shape, but it is different. The shape, like a Moflin's smaller at the front, whereas this is bigger at the front. And the sounds are different. What do you think about the movements that you've seen so far?
I like it. It's smooth and supple and quiet.
Oh, they are quiet, the motors, aren't they? Yeah. So I'm going to put the microphone next to them so you can hear the different sounds that they're making. Ooh. Yeah, I don't blame you, Flower. Oh, sad little noise from Muffy. Paul's just dropped the microphone on this one, so that could be why Muffy's...
I think he's in sympathy with it, yeah.
I do think they look cute next to each other.
They do, don't they? Yeah.
I'm going to try turning them on the backs because I know what Muffy does. But let's see what magic will do.
Okay. I think Magic might be in need of a meal.
No, it's not that Magic's...
Ah, right.
I didn't get any reaction. So we were talking before as well, you know, when we looked at that diagram and it said movement, and I said, oh, maybe that's like a movement sensor.
Yeah.
But on reflection, we thought it might just mean that's where the servo is for the movement. So
it looks like there's not a movement sensor in it then.
Yes, it's looking like there's no sort of like accelerometer
or
gyro in it, which wouldn't be a surprise because it's considerably bigger and considerably cheaper. So even though it's bigger, it's cheaper, so you wouldn't expect the same amount of components in it, would you?
Sensory complexity, yeah. I think also from what I've seen so far that Cupboo, its movements are more exaggerated.
I would say that, yeah.
And not as subtle. But that's just my first impression.
Yeah, that's just the first
I've
impression.
only seen it in action for 10 minutes, so that's just my first impression.
Yeah, but that was quite obviously like no reaction from being put on its back. So what I'm going to do now is see if we can learn a bit more about Cupboo from taking a peek underneath the fur, because there are actually instructions for removing the fur.
Right.
It seems like Cupboo is more made for the fur to be removed than Moflin is.
Okay, that should be interesting.
Yes, because there was that diagram that said, I think it said voice, and it was pointing here, and I said, oh, that must be a speaker, but is it or is it like
a microphone?
Is it a microphone? Is it meaning or like both? When you use your voice? So, also, if there is a microphone on it, we should be able to tell, shouldn't we?
Yeah, because with Moflin, if you make a loud noise, she shows that she doesn't like it.
Oh yeah, Moflin's very clear that she's got a microphone, but Vanguard Industries did say that she had a microphone. Now, they've not said that Cupboo has a microphone, which makes me wonder, does it?
Right, okay.
So I'm just saying, if we remove the fur, we
might
could
get some indication of if there's a mic there or not, yeah.
Yeah, there should be a hole somewhere, shouldn't there?
There should be, yeah.
So we'll look at the instructions for removing the fur in a minute. But first of all, I just want to look at this very quickly, because I think it solves something that we were wondering about. Okay. So this is a diagram of the charging base.
Yeah.
So it says wireless charging indicator light. So there's a light on the side to show it's charging.
Right.
Wireless charging base, just pointing to it. Wireless charging base plate, charging induction area. So that's in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's obviously you've got to put your Cupboo in the middle of the plate. Yeah.
Power cord connection port, so that's all nice and clear. And then it says packing list, so that means includes. It says crying smart pet robot. I wonder why it says crying.
I think it's because it makes a noise.
It can't be just that's got to be the wrong word though, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
1 power adapter, 1 power cable, 1 instruction manual, and then it says wireless charging base, 1 in brackets optional.
So you might be able to get a Cupboo without a wireless charging base, in which case you'd be able to
a Cupboo.
A Cupboo without a charging base, wireless charging base,
and then it'll be cheaper, obviously. Now that's interesting.
In which case you'd need to be able to plug a cable in it. That's why it's got a USB, is it C socket in its backside.
That's interesting because Luna has got the ability to charge. You've got the ability to charge Luna without the charging base.
That's right, yeah.
And you can buy Luna without the charging base, and obviously it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So that solves that mystery.
Does. Yeah.
So next we've got instructions for removing the fur and putting the fur back on.
Right.
So it says take apart, insert, and that's what that means. So first unzip, it says the tail zipper, so that's the back zipper or zipper at the back.
Yeah.
So open the back and pull out, and it says the movement. So when it was saying movement on that other diagram, it wasn't talking about any kind of movement.
It's really meaning mechanism, isn't it?
Mechanism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So it's just referring to the inner mechanism underneath the fur.
I've got it, yeah.
So in the next diagram it says separation of movement, i.e. mechanism. So we've got a picture of the mechanism, the inner mechanism, and the fur. And then it says put the cry movement into the fur, so we know the cry is the robot because we saw that earlier.
Yeah.
And the movement is the mechanism, the inner
So
mechanism.
The robot mechanism, yeah.
Close the back zipper, and then it says setting complete. Now, I know what it's meaning. I'm just thinking what the right words are.
The mechanism's been put back in the fur and zips up and everything's good to go.
So I think setting here is referring complete. So let's see if we can follow those instructions now to remove this fur. So unzip the back zipper, open the back and pull out the mechanism.
You have any new coat on, Cupboo?
Magic.
Magic, sorry. Magic Cupboo. You having a new coat on? Did you go a chew then?
I think it did have a little sneeze, yes.
Is that because she's getting cold?
Could be. Oh, it's purring. Doesn't seem to mind having the coat taken off.
Yeah, see the touch sensors.
Oh, that's a fancy looking tape. You normally just see copper tape,
It looks like good quality tape, that does.
So we can see the 3 pieces of conductive tape for the capacitive touch sensor. That's what it looks like inside.
What's the that's the speaker unit on the front, isn't it? Is that a light sensor? Could be a microphone.
No, that's not a microphone.
I think it might be a light sensor.
That's interesting. So, yes, it looks like it's got a light sensor, like Moflin.
The plastic mouldings look very well made. Interesting place to have a light sensor, if it is a light sensor. Is it going to get much light through the fur?
I can't think what else that would be, though.
It looks very much like a light sensor to me.
Also, I thought on the diagram, it seemed to be indicating that there was 4 touch sensors. But all I can see is 3 touch sensors there on the head. It was pointing to here, wasn't it? It's definitely got a touch sensor there. I wonder why they've put those on the outside of the material, and this one they've put on underneath the material.
I don't know, but they do work from
so
some quite
it has got
material, yeah.
So it has got 4 touch sensors. There's definitely a touch sensor there. I've powered down Magic now, and one thing that's interesting is that the head moves quite freely.
In both axes as well, I think, yeah.
How come it's moving so freely? Cause
it's just the gearing on the servos that make it move, able to move so freely. Obviously, Moflin or Cupboo could be knocked, so the sort of gearing that you want on the servos, you want it to allow that sort of backward movement. It's less likely to damage the gears then.
So I got the black fur covering back on without any problems. I'm going to leave trying the grey cover for the next video, because I know some people have said there's been variation in the size of the covers and some can be a bit tight.
Right.
The black one's absolutely fine. So I'll try the grey cover before I do the next video on Magic.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing Magic on his charger.
Yes, I will also be looking at the instructions for charging Magic and demonstrating charging Magic in the next video as well.
At some point you'll be doing a full sort of side-by-side comparison of
this is like
with Moflin as well.
This is it's Cupboo.
Sorry Cupboo.
This is just an initial comparison between the two.
Okay.
So before we finish off this video, I think we should clap above the two of these little critters and see how they react. Ah, so we did actually get a reaction.
Yeah, so Cupboo does have a microphone, even though we couldn't see it when we were changing his jacket.
Must do.
Let's try that one more time.
Definitely has a microphone. Definitely.
I have noticed when I've been walking past as you've been filming, because we've got like a suspended wooden floor, that the vibration is picked up by Moflin, but not by Cupboo.
I mean, I'm actually surprised to see a reaction there, because while I've been sort of doing some editing and stuff and Paul was making tea, Moflin was chattering and reacting and making a noise to every single sound,
Yeah.
And especially if there was bangs in the kitchen, Moflin would complain. But the Cupboo didn't make any noise at all.
No, it could be more...
So it's like it has got a microphone, but it's not as sensitive.
Or it could be on the programming side, where the programming side on Moflin might be capable of resolving different sounds, both in volume and types of sound. Don't know yet. Don't know. Too early to say.
I wonder where the microphone is.
Yeah, it could just be internal and rely on sound coming in through some of the holes in the body.
Right. Look at Toffee.
What did puzzle me when you were changing Cupboo's coat was that there was appeared to be just about here.
What you thought was a light sensor?
What looked like a light sensor, because it definitely looked like some sort of LED type of semiconductor. So we'd say it's a light sensor, and yet it's underneath the coat, which is quite thick because there's a lining to it as well. So don't know what that is yet. Is it some sort of sensor we don't know about, or?
I would have thought it is a light sensor, because Toffee's got a light sensor. I'm not sure how you could actually demonstrate it, though. Try it out.
Well, with Toffee goes to sleep, doesn't she? When she won't make a noise to any, she won't respond to any noises if it's totally dark, because
she's
asleep. So we'd have to see if the same was the case with Cupboo.
Yes, we'll have to try that out and give some feedback next time. So, to summarise on this initial comparison, it looks like Cupboo may have a microphone, a light sensor, obviously definitely has touch sensors, and it doesn't look like Cupboo has got any kind of movement sensor.
Yeah, whether that be an accelerometer, a gyro, or the very simple sort of like ball in a tube that you often find in boxes, in toys.
Tilt sensor.
Tilt sensor, that's the word I was after, because Cupboo didn't know when he was on his back, but Moflin did.
And initial opinion of Magic, our Cupboo?
Oh, I like it very much. I'm very pleased with Magic, yeah.
I like the fact that it's very different.
It is. It's surprisingly different. Yeah, the sizes made it feel very different, and the shape's different, as you were saying earlier on.
And the sounds.
The sounds are different, and his movement's a little bit different. So he comes across as very different altogether. But very nice pet robot. Yeah, very nice pet robot.
So, folks, that concludes this video. Hope you found that useful and interesting to some degree, and I'll look forward to doing an update in forthcoming days when I've learned a little bit more about this little pet. But for now, thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.